Hey guys, welcome to Proud Animator. In this video, we are going to learn how to animate Christmas tree like this in After Effects. So for that, this is the illustration we are going to use in this lesson, and this is how the layers are separated in Illustrator to prepare the file for animation. Okay, let's jump into After Effects. So these are the layer separations, and first we are going to pre-comp few layers. So let's select this bushes layer and pre-comp it together. Now after that, we are going to pre-comp the layers of the leaf. And I'm going to name it top. So let's rasterize it, and we're going to move the anchor point to somewhere around here. Or maybe here. Yeah. Now after that, we're going to duplicate it one more time, and we're going to rescale and reposition, and let's name it mid. So we're going to apply a fill effect on this layer. Go to effects and presets panel and type in fill. Apply this effect. So we are going to pick this color. Let's delete this layer. Now we are going to copy and paste it one more time and rescale it once again. Let's rename it bottom. Now after that, we are going to change the color of this bottom layer pre-comp with this color. Okay, so let's delete this. So now we are going to go inside this composition, and we are going to turn this layer into shape layers. Go to create shape from rectangle layer. Let's delete this illustration layers, and we're going to rename the layers. Just remove outline from the name to make it simple. So after that, we are going to parent top with mid and mid with bottom, and also the star layer with top. And then we are going to select all the layer excluding shadow and the background, and also the bushes, and let's pre-comp it together and name it tree. So we're going to put it over here below the bushes pre-comp, and we're going to move the anchor point. Let's solo it out, and we're going to move the anchor point somewhere around here. And we are going to start our animation from next about 5 seconds. So let's jump into next 5 seconds and bring the work area start. At this point, press B for that. So let's start with the animation process. Let's select the tree, press S to open the scale, and we're going to add a squash and stretch animation over here with a little bit of jump animation. So put a scale over here. Let's jump on to next about 8 frames, and we are going to squash it a bit to anticipate the animation. So let's squash it by around 5%. So I have added 5% on the x-axis and subtracted it from the y-axis, which squished the illustration a bit. And after that, let's jump on to next 8 frames again. Copy and paste the initial keyframe, and then we are going to stretch it a bit. Let's stretch it by around 6%. So this time I have subtracted 6% from X and added it to Y. So this is how you can squash and stretch in After Effects. And after that, we are going to add some overshoot to the squash and stretch, and we are going to decrease the value exponentially. Suppose let's jump on to over here. Here it's 6 or 8 frame. And let's jump on to 6th frame, and we're going to do the opposite, slightly squish it, but this time I'm going to give it maybe 2% of squish. So this is how we need to decrease it. Alright, let's select the keyframes as it, and let's check out the animation. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent, but we can slightly fast up the anticipation a bit. Let's jump on to next 7th frame, and we're going to move the whole keyframe over here. Yeah, this one is actually looking better. Now after that, we are simply going to copy these keyframes, these scale keyframes, go inside bushes, and we're going to paste the squash and stretch animation over here as well. So basically we are going to move the anchor point of all the bushes layer over here. So it is going to move from this point. So let's do that. Now select all the layers, Ctrl+V to paste the keyframe, press U to open the properties with keyframes, and we are going to slightly offset the whole animation. So let's move it somewhere around here, maybe by 2 frame, and do some internal follow through by adding some offset to the keyframe by 2 frames. So let's check out the animation. I think I can delay this squash and stretch animation by 1 frame as well. So let's do that. So now we are going to select this scale keyframes once again, copy it, and we are going to paste it in this leaf compositions. So before pasting the compositions, if we press S to open the scale, we can see that it's not 100%, it's somewhere in between. So we need to zero out the properties. So for that, select the layers and go to tweak and go to links and constraints and simply click on 0, and it is going to give 100%. And let's turn on the shy, and we're going to paste the scale keyframes once again over here. So after that, press P to open the position, and we're going to separate the dimensions as well. So put keyframes only on the Y axis, press U to open the properties with keyframes, and at this point again we're going to put keyframes. So here, as it is squashing, we're going to bring it down a bit, and here we are going to bring it up a bit, and let's copy and paste the initial keyframes. Let's put the same keyframes over here and same over here, and here we are going to add some amount of overshoot. Alright, let's select the keyframes as it. Of course, we are going to add some internal follow through as well, but we are going to do it later on. Okay, now we are going to add some internal animation to the leaves. So let's go inside one comp on the top. So if we make changes in one of the comp, it is going to make changes in the other two as well, because 3 comps are the same. So we're going to solo out one layer, add pin over here. Now after that, we're going to go in the effects, select this puppet property, and then click on add bones. It is going to add bones. So we're going to rename the layers by 1, 2 and 3. So do the same for the other layer. Okay, so now we're going to parent 3 with 2 and 2 with 1 for all these layers. Now we are going to select one bone and we don't have to animate this edge. So open the rotation, put keyframe, and we are going to match the timing with this motion. So let's jump over here. At this point, let's rotate it this side a bit, maybe around 8 degrees. At this point, we can rotate it about -9 degrees. At this point, we can even rotate it in the opposite side. So let's put keyframes over here and over here. So we're going to add the overshoot accordingly with the motion. So at this point, let's give it about 3 or 4. Here we can give it about -1. So let's give it about 0.4. And let's select the keyframes is 8. So let's check it. Okay, we need to put 0, 0 at this point. Alright, so now we are going to select this keyframe and paste it in these layers, but we need to reverse it. So basically wherever there is plus, we need to make it negative, and where it's negative, we need to make it positive. Alright, so after that, we're going to select this keyframe, copy it and paste it in these 3 layers. So these 3 layers are going to move this side, and these 2 are going to move this side. So we are going to select the 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 layer, paste it over here. After that, we are going to select this layer. Okay, let's delete it from this. So we're going to copy the keyframes from this and paste it in these layers. Now after that, we need to add some offset. So select all these keyframes and let's double click it to get the full screen view, and we are going to slightly offset the whole thing by few frames. Then we are going to deselect all ones. Okay, let's delete keyframes from 3 and let's select 2 and let's offset it. Maybe we can offset the whole thing even more. So after that, we're going to offset it a bit randomly, maybe like this. Maybe we can offset it and make it over here. So I'm going to move it a bit randomly. Again, double click it to get to its normal view. Let's check out the animation. So now we are going to offset this layers a bit, and we are going to offset the top from mid, and I think we need to offset the bottom from the whole thing first, because it is jumping, so the motion is going to transfer in this direction. And maybe we can select the position keyframes and slightly offset it again. Yeah, this has added more bounciness to the animation. Now when it's going to jump, we're going to turn on the light on the star. So we're going to apply a fill effect over here. Let's add a fill, and before that let's duplicate this layer once again so that we can pick the color. So let's pick this color, and now we can delete this layer. So when it is basically jumping at this point, we're going to put a keyframe on color, jump on to around 4 or 5 frame. We can give it some dark color, somewhat like this. So that right now the light is turned off, and when it's jumping the light is turning on. Alright, again we can add some glow effect. So at this point, for the glow, we can give a keyframe on threshold of 0 and a radius of 0. At this point, we can give a threshold of 40% and a radius of, sorry, not the threshold of 0, it should be 100% of threshold at this point. And here we are going to give a radius of around maybe 100. Let's check it out. We can decrease it a bit, maybe 50. Alright, this one is looking better. And we can duplicate the glow effect one more time to add even more glow to it. So let's preview the animation. Okay, we need to put keyframes on radius. Yeah, this one is looking even better. So now we can add some grain texture to the whole animation. So for that, let's duplicate the bottom once again and press U to open the position and the scale properties which has keyframes, and we're going to parent it with this for now. And let's turn off the visibility. We're going to add a shape on the bottom layer, like the way there would be some shadow effect. Let's turn off stroke, and we're going to pick this color and darken it up a bit. After that, put it below this bottom layer, and we are going to apply this as an alpha matte. After that, we are going to apply an effect called roughen edges. Let's change this to spiky. Give the scale of around 10. increase the border to about 150. Here you can get a very nice crane effect. And after that, if we play it, you can see that the crane is not moving. So what we can do is we can add some random movement to the crane. So for that, select the layer once again, go to random speed, press and hold the Alt key on the stopwatch, and we are going to type in an expression. So it's time multiplied by 8. If you increase the value from 8, it is going to just make this random jiggling movement a bit faster, and if you decrease it, it's going to make it slower. Alright, so after that, I think we need to parent this with bottom as well. Alright, now we can even duplicate the mid layer, remove the keyframes, parent it with mid, and drag it down a bit. Pick this color, maybe slightly darker, then simply copy and paste this effect roughen edges over here, and here you can see some shade for that leaf as well. So like this you can add more grain textures throughout the animation just using the same process, and you can make something like this. So do try it on your own and do let me know if you have any doubt. So that is it for this lesson. If you liked it, then make sure to hit the like button. If you have any doubt regarding the lesson, make sure to comment down. I would be happy to help you out. And if you are here for the first time, make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification button to stay notified for all the future updates. Until then, goodbye.